Well, there's good news for people who are very, very ill and are looking for any kind of lifeline to hold on to as they fight for their lives. And on Tuesday, the House passed right to try legislation that would allow people with life-threatening illnesses to bypass the Food and Drug Administration to obtain experimental medications. This seems like a big victory for liberty.
It's one of those things when you realize that it's not the law, you kind of get outraged. Like, how is this possible that somebody who has been given a death sentence, who cannot get any help from medicine that's approved by the government,
who are going to die with or without that medication?
Absolutely. They can't get a try at some new drug that may help them. I mean, honestly, Tim, it's maddening and infuriating that some Americans would have those people literally thrown into cages for their attempt to medicate themselves and not suffer death as a result of their illnesses. So this is a huge win. To say that it's past the time, it's past the time. These FDA regulators want to hold on, clawing, Tim, to their power. And
well, we all know people, or we know people who have traveled outside the U.S. to get experimental treatments, whether it be Mexico or Europe, places where, I mean, I think of Laetrile as one of the early examples of this, where people leave the country for a cancer treatment that hasn't been approved by the FDA. So, no question.
I was listening to the popular Joe Rogan podcast a couple weeks ago when he had Mel Gibson on, and Mel Gibson was talking about this stem cell clinic that he's financed in Panama because of the barriers to entry here. And no quack, the doctors involved in that clinic are doing very interesting things. And if there's nothing to say that fraud laws can't be enforced here. This is not about snake oil salesmen. Let them market it as experimental. And for people who want to take a shot with their money and their health, let them do it. The freedom to choose in this instance, I think, is important.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Tim.
This program, Liberty